Hello. Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 109, Knox Light with SparkE3. First Gamesthetic episode in the brand new SparkE3 studio. We revealed it here earlier this week on a terrible football show. Got a nice sniper shot of the room. It's pretty sick. Nice studio. If you're only a Gamesthetic fan, this is your first time seeing it. It's pretty sick. Hopefully you like it. I got Zach here in studio. The only one I've got here in studio today. John could not make it today. He had some other stuff pop up. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be in the studio. You know, it's weird.
What?
I was here Tuesday when we did the football show.
Yep, shout out.
And I don't know why today when I woke up I went, I feel like it's been forever.
I feel like well, we did take a break last week on Gamesthetic, so.
Well, just doing idiotic, and I was like, I just did a podcast Tuesday.
Yeah, we're going to be actually doing double duty here today. So currently we are, of course, live at youtube.com/SparkE3. You can go subscribe to the channel, and you can get notified whenever we go live with the Terrible Football Show and Gamesthetic, and soon AniMan Plus whenever that starts live, which I do think we'll do after Thanksgiving.
Probably December.
Yeah, I think that's the better play, because I also thought about this. If we wait till December, right, and we squeeze in one bonus episode, we can start live on episode 95. There you go. Nice clean number to start on.
Rip the beginning of the year when we wasn't going to end on 100.
Yeah, we had it planned out, man. AniMan Plus was going to end on 100 for the year. It's going to be great. Speaking of that, though, I actually have our schedule here because I wanted to shout out some stuff that is coming up for Gamesthetic to look forward to. Next week for 1010, we will be chatting about Sonic and God of War. Very excited for that. The week after, we'll have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Black Friday deals, as we do every single year. It's the best time of the year to pick up some new games. We will be on a break for Thanksgiving week for this show and AniMan Plus. ATFS will go on as normal. And then episode 112 will be on 12/3, and we'll be talking about Midnight Suns. So that will also be fun. And then, of course, we will be live for the Game Awards on Thursday, 12/8, so that's going to be exciting as well. And the next planned break is, of course, Christmas Eve and the final episode of the year, 12/31, episode 115. Nice, clean number to end the year on. Which will probably just be another outlook of games or something.
Probably.
Well, hold on. No. We could, I pitched this in the Discord a while ago. I forgot about it. We could do our game of the years for this year.
Yeah, we do still have that list.
Yeah, where we do a Gamesthetic top 10 game of the years. Game of the year is what we chat about doing. So that will probably be 115 actually.
Okay.
That will probably be 115. Might squeeze in Gaming Outlook, or we'll just save it for the next week on 116. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's okay.
Gaming in hindsight of 2022.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be funny. We're going to go into the Gaming Outlook of 2023, and it's going to be like a lot of the same games that was on the last time we did this because they all got freaking delayed.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It is what it is. But if you did not check out ATFS, we also revealed something else that was super cool. We've been talking about it here for a while, and we're super pumped to finally show off our SparkE3 shop with Agent Ink. That does feature also a Gamesthetic jersey. If you could swap to this, thank you. So I'm super happy to have this launch. It is down in the description below. You can go check out the shop, pick up a SparkE3 jersey, the Gamesthetic jersey, AniMan Plus, which seems to be like everyone's favorite right now, which it is really cool. The ATFS jersey, which I think mine is supposed to be here today. I've been waiting on it all day.
I was about to say, you ordered it a long time ago.
UPS said it was today, but I don't know. And then we got a shirt and we got a couple hats. So you can go pick up some stuff. And they do offer the pay later at checkout, which is going to be through Affirm. If you've never used Affirm before, then I can tell you from personal experience, Affirm is a very awesome way to buy stuff. It's how I actually bought my last gaming PC. And I think I bought something else through Affirm. I don't remember what. But my last gaming PC I did buy through Affirm. It's legit. It's great. Definitely recommend using that if you don't want to, if you want to get all the jerseys but you don't want to pay for it all at once, use Affirm. It's great. Get your nice little payment plan, no interest. It's awesome.
I can't buy a jersey right now, Alex.
Why not?
Because there's only one thing I can buy right now, and it's Rogue Energy's cans.
Yep. The cans have officially launched. Did you buy 12 packs for both?
A strawberry and cotton candy, yeah.
Okay, see, I bought 4 packs for the tropical and strawberry. I'm not a big fan of cotton candy. That's my problem there.
I'm not either, but I made the choice. I was just like, I can only assume Alex got tropical and strawberry because I know we both would get strawberry.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can only hope Alex gets tropical, and I'll just suffer with cotton candy if it's way too sweet.
You could have just got a 4-pack of cotton candy. I would have bummed one off you. I'm still going to bum one off you.
I mean, that's fine.
But yeah, the cans are officially out. Our promo code does work on them. Promo code SparkE3 for 10% off. You can use our referral link down below to pick up some cans. You can buy them in 12-pack, 4-pack, or just solo cans. They even sell.
Which was surprising.
That was actually low-key really surprising when I saw a solo can tab. I'm like, wait, what? And right now, Rogue is actively working to try to get these into stores as well. In fact, I saw a tweet from them earlier, a poll about, asking where people normally go for their energy drinks between grocery store, convenience store, etc., to try to pinpoint the best place. Obviously, convenience store is what was winning the poll by a large margin. So that's what they're aiming for. Which that's going to be a nice little turnaround if they can do that within just a few months. Get Rogue cans in stores. That's going to be really cool. I'm excited to try them. Should get the Rogue cans sometime like next week.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But no, today's episode, though, we did take a break last week, so we'll check out a couple things from last week's break week. I'm not going to dive too much into it, but a few things. For this week, PSVR2, PlayStation Plus stuff, God of War reviews are out. A new game that just popped out called Blight Survival. We'll kind of touch on that. And we'll still talk about Marvel Snap, because it's probably the only thing both of us have been playing. At least me. I know that's the only thing I've been playing.
I played something else this week, but I can't even remember the name of it. But it was fun.
But because Marvel Snap overtook it, so he just can't remember the name now. And then we do have some nice things in the weekly wrap-up, including Blue Box Game Studios back in the news. It's a good thing John's out of here, honestly.
John would fucking lose it.
John would just walk out. He would be done. Also, shout out to the Josh Pillow. We cannot be a SparkE3 studio. We cannot have a SparkE3 setup without the Josh Pillow and Squirtle.
Squirtle has moved with us in every studio.
Yeah. I actually forgot about him. He was still in another room earlier, and then when I was doing some cleaning, I saw the Squirtle. I'm like, I got to bring this out of the studio. I'll put him beside Josh. Yeah, that's legit. I'll go ahead and start turning on the music, and we can go ahead and start getting into stuff. Before we actually jump into anything, I do want to give a special shout out because Target was actually on point for once with a pre-order for once, and I got my Switch OLED not a week late. I actually got the box right here behind me, along with my Rocket Pop collector's box.
It just seems weird to me that came out a week before or actually 2 weeks before the actual game.
That's what they normally do, because they did that with like Splatoon as well.
That just seems weird to me.
But yeah, got this thing in today. I'm not going to show off the actual Switch because it is inside my house right now. But no, I will say the actual Switch itself is super sick, and I very heavily underestimated how awesome that new stand is.
Really?
Oh my God, it's incredible. I know it's like just a random little like niche thing that I'm shouting out, because it's just the nice OLED screen, but I've seen that 100 times. I've seen it in Walmarts or Targets or Best Buys, but that stand is so nice. It's like, it just has such a smooth feeling as you're popping it out and stuff. And like the other ones, like you always feel like you're about to break it as you try to pop it out. So yeah, the stand's super nice. It is, the Switch itself looks sick. The dock looks awesome. I'm very happy with it. And I started already transferring some of my data over. Nintendo needs to get on the ball with game transferring. They need to figure out some stuff. They need to go make some phone calls, call up Sony and Microsoft. That's for sure. Get some tips on how to do it, because you have to do it one game at a time, which is really annoying. You can't just mass select like you can, because that's what you can do with PlayStation. That's what I did with PS4 to my PS5, is you just mass select everything you want to transfer. Nope, with the Switch to Switch, you can only pick one at a time. Wait for the two switches to connect to each other, then transfer. And it's like a solid 20-second process between every game. I know it's me bitching about a little nitpick thing, but it's just like, since I've already had this nice convenience thing with other consoles, it's like, Nintendo, you're always behind on everything. Can we not just do a mass transfer? It's not that hard.
They're not behind. They just don't want to do it.
No, I'd say they're behind, and it's because they don't want to do it. They're very slow to catch on to things, which actually, to double down on that, I was listening to the Nintendo podcast here recently.
Okay.
Hosted by, Beat 'em Ups Wood and Bob Wolf, whatever.
Okay.
And they had Kit Krista on there, who did the Nintendo Minute, if you remember that segment.
Vaguely.
Yeah, they worked for Nintendo, and they did that segment. They're no longer with Nintendo, and even when they were talking about their time at Nintendo, which they were like higher up in Nintendo, they even openly said, Nintendo is just very behind on things. They're very slow on adapting to new things, which, I'm just like, I can see that. There was one of the higher ups, one of the most notable ones for Nintendo. I can't remember his name. It might have just been Miyamoto. I think it might have been Miyamoto, who was like hard adamant into like getting into social media, and every other higher up just like, I don't know social media. I don't know about that.
I could see Miyamoto.
Yeah, Miyamoto's just like, we need to use Twitter. We need to use Twitter. And everyone's like, I don't know about that one. So yeah, that's just Nintendo, man. They're always going to be behind the ball in some capacity. But let's see, other plugs. Join the Discord. Check out our other sponsors like Wayward Beard Co and Red Dragon, of course, and check out our website, SparkE3.com. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into stuff. This might be a shorter show today. We'll see. Mostly because Me and Zach still need to record AniMan Plus tonight.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We need to record that tonight for posting tomorrow. Like I said, that show will begin live here in the near future. Then it'll be live for the most part pretty much every Thursday, which is funny now that I think about it. We're going to go live, right?
Yeah.
Right after Thanksgiving, that first Thursday. And then the next week, we're going to have to go live on a different day because we'll be live for Game Awards.
We won't be live for Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving's on Thursday.
No, I'm saying like the
week after?
The week after,
Okay.
we'll start AniMan Plus live shows. And then the week after that, AniMan Plus will not be live on Thursday.
You know, it's going to be the most inconsistent because
yeah, it will be.
It's the show that gets hit the most by stuff.
It is. It is. Like, you know, AniMan Plus is still obviously pre-recorded now. And just for everyone to know, like, our normal day is Thursdays. I would say 8 times out of 10 we'll do Thursdays.
Yeah.
But it is by far the one show where it's just like, we'll do it on a Friday. We'll do it on a Wednesday. We'll do it on Saturday. Saturdays never happen. I will say this one's a rarity.
Then,
we'll
just do it next week.
Yeah, we just won't do it. AniMan Plus has the most fluctuating schedule. So it being live will be interesting. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun live. I'm looking forward to it. I am quite a bit. Okay, let's jump into stuff. So I only picked out 3 things from. Also, before we actually jump into stuff, I do want to address this. I need to remember to address AniMan Plus as well. This is, of course, a brand new studio. We're still working out the kinks, so I do apologize for any echo issues. We're working on that. Still, I got to put up some more foam paneling and stuff. We'll get to that. Don't worry about it. All right. Anyway, break week stuff. So really the biggest thing that came out of it, which is actually really exciting, is a Witcher remake is in development, rebuilt from the ground up with Unreal Engine 5.
That's going to be ridiculous.
I know that's going to be incredible.
That's going to be really weird for me because Witcher 1 is a very base game.
Right.
And I'm going to be curious if they're going to do an actual whole remake or if it's going to be end up being a remaster.
Oh, it's a remake.
Okay.
Full-blown remake from the ground up.
That Witcher 1's going to be really weird then.
Okay.
Because I see them getting rid of a lot of stuff.
I can see that too. I mean, it is a very dated game.
Because in Witcher 1, there was a sword stance system, which was a pain to learn at first.
Right.
And then there's the whole... Witcher is the game that became synonymous with the collecting tarot cards, because every time Geralt fucked a female NPC, he got a card of a pinup of them.
Like, that might stay.
You got to fuck a lot of NPCs. It was ridiculous.
That will probably stay, honestly.
I mean, it will.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, because that was my first thought I had whenever I saw that. I went, Unreal Engine 5. Oh, that's amazing. Oh shit! You thought Mass Effect Andromeda was over the top,
Right? Yeah. No, Witcher's gonna take the cake on it whenever that ends up coming out.
yes.
No release window on that. You know, obviously it's gonna be a while away. But no, I mean this is a good thing though for Witcher.
I mean, it is.
Like, there's a lot of people, myself included, who started the Witcher series with Witcher 3 and never played Witcher 1 or 2.
A lot of people went back to 2, but 1 is
It's
about
tough. From what I understand, it's tough.
It's tough because,
Yeah.
like, you know, the drawing sensation of when going from Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's like that, but it is very worse.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Because at least Mass Effect 2 still had some of the same systems as 1. They just revamped them.
Right.
In Witcher 2, they just completely got rid of some systems.
Yeah. So I think a Witcher 1 remake is going to be a good thing, and I'm really excited for that possibility and, you know, seeing what's all going to come out of it with the Unreal Engine 5. Because Unreal Engine 5 is just, it's just awesome.
I mean,
everything needs to be Unreal Engine 5.
I'll be happy. I'll play Witcher again.
Yeah.
I got a physical copy of Witcher somewhere in my house.
You would have a physical copy of Witcher somewhere.
It's a collector's edition, too.
You would have the collector's edition. This son of a bitch. The next thing that we came out that I was excited for, I thought it was pretty cool, is Fallout 4 will receive a free current gen update. Note that I did say current gen, not next gen, because we have been in this gen for 2 years. Stop calling it next gen. We'll receive a free current gen update for 2023 for Series, PS5, and PC.
That's good.
Performance and quality modes, bug fixes, and the biggest thing, which I love this because this is what I love about the Skyrim version they did, is bonus Creation Club content will be added to the game for free. Just like how it was for Skyrim, which that's awesome. Like, because all the Creation Club stuff was all like purchase stuff, whatever.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, that's how it was for Skyrim. Is that basically for Skyrim, all the Creation Club stuff was like more like Bethesda nod approved modders and stuff, because like all the stuff in the Creation Club, for example, would be like maybe stuff from previous games. So like all of the Knights of the Nine gear that you could get, the stuff from like Shivering Isles, like, the Duskmane, the Dawnfang, whatever, like that sword, all like cool stuff from Oblivion was all like Creation Club content, like basically all official mods, just I guess the best way to call it. So that's essentially what the Creation Club's always been. And, with Skyrim, Bethesda just added all that content in for free as part of the game, which is, free to download, which is cool. So it's going to be the same thing here with Fallout 4. I don't know what's all in the Creation Club for Fallout 4. I haven't played Fallout 4 in a while.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, but I would imagine probably a lot of really cool stuff.
Especially since Fallout 4 had the base building, so.
Yeah, exactly. Still really enjoy that, honestly. I need to go through a run of
speaking of Fallout 4, I actually watched something interesting on YouTube the other day from IGN. They did a sort of like slight documentary of the weird people still playing Fallout 76 and just the communities that have been formed in 76 and whatnot. It was actually very entertaining. It's like a 48-minute video. I mean, I would suggest anyone to go watch it if they're curious about 76, because like there's like a whole black market for collecting legacy weapons, because they were
that didn't surprise me. Yeah,
because they were overpowered weapons that Bethesda ended up having to take out, but anyone who had them got to keep them. So there's a black market. There's a troop that goes around doing Shakespeare's plays. It's like a bunch of weird things that have come out of 76 because of the MMO style it has. So
76 had quite the turnaround, honestly, from its initial launch to now, and even Bethesda fully acknowledges, yeah, we know it sucked at first, but we're trying.
Yeah, they even have an interview with Bethesda saying that and whatnot. But I mean, it's had a good turnaround, yeah.
I mean, I played it when it like first came out, and I was bored out of my fucking mind. I've never went back to it. But with all the stuff they continue to add, plus it being on Game Pass, I've had thoughts every once in a while where it's like, yeah, should I hit it back up, whatever. But then again, I have the same thought about ESO, and I never hit back ESO. I even bogged down my computer with that 120 whatever gig download. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play ESO again. Nope. It just sits there. One day, I just don't know when. But that was the main things from like the break week that I wanted to shout out. Everything else was kind of, whatever. So getting into this week, let's go over a few things here. So the first thing, we've been waiting on this for a while, and it was about the price range that I was kind of thinking it was going to be. We did get the details on the PSVR2. We've been steadily getting details trickle down to us for a little while now. It is going to be releasing in February 22nd next year. Pre-orders start here in 10 days on the 15th at that $550 price point. It is more expensive than a PS5, which that's what I think that's what I said on the show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
I thought it was going to be at $500 to $600,
which made sense for it. I mean,
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like Sony is going all in, right, on the PSVR2
hard.
with the games that's going to be on, because that's one thing that they didn't do very well with the PSVR is they didn't support it with games, or at least games that would pull and drive people to come try VR, and that's what they're trying to do with this generation. With like the New Horizon thing, and there's a few other projects that I know in the works. I think they're pulling up some. I think Half-Life Alyx is going to come to it eventually. Just stuff like that. That's Half-Life Alyx. A lot of people wanted to be like a Game of the Year contender, but no one ever fucking played it because it's VR only. But it's apparently a really good game.
Apparently, some phenomenal VR game.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sony's making this big push for it, but like the thing is, there's still going to be people that's going to buy this, obviously, and this is still cheaper than like that brand new like high-end VR headset that just was released here recently. I don't remember. I think it might have been like one of the new Oculuses, I think. I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
I don't remember what it was, but I know like whatever it was had two versions. Had like a $1,300 version and then like a $400 version.
Maybe it was an Oculus.
Yeah, I don't remember. But so I mean, this is going to be like kind of in the middle of that like other competing headset on the market. But I don't know, man.
That's a high price point start.
When people already are trying to still get PS5s right now and they want a PS5 over this, that's a tough sell, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I mean, it is.
Because, like, I feel like if we were maybe another, like, let's say we didn't have the problems that we've had with the PS5 and everyone was able to get a PS5 when it came out, right? Let's say that alternate reality exists, which I'm assuming it does because I believe in alternate realities. That alternate reality exists. Everyone got PS5s within 1 year. Cool, whatever. There might be more people who may be interested in buying this. But since there's still a lot of people out there that still can't get a PS5, they're like, man, fuck buying that. I still want a PS5 before I ever want a VR console, I feel like the price point does make sense. And honestly, I'm willing to bet they're losing money on it. Like,
I mean, it's quite possible.
I'm willing to bet.
VR is still like it is a very interesting thing, but it's still on the lower end on people's mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it has expanded a whole lot over the last couple of years and everything, but still 550 is still an entry point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, for people who have VR headsets, they may be completely fine with that price, to be honest. But for people like us who have still never really messed a whole lot with VR, that is still a very high entrance point, as you said, because like as console users for the PS5, there's still those are cheaper and people are still trying to get that.
And I feel like for people like us as well that haven't really jumped into VR, with the exception of the phenomenal Virtual Boy, I feel like maybe we may look at doing another investment at like in Oculus, which is like cheaper,
Yes.
right? Because like what they're like $200-$300, something like that.
For Oculus One, yeah, there's something like that now.
Which I mean, that's still a decent amount of money for people. So that's where it's still just very tough. Is that VR is still a niche thing. It is still very much in development. It is not what they're wanting it to. Even developers, VR is still not where they want it to be.
Yes.
So that's where VR is in general makes it for a very, very tough sale no matter what. I don't remember what the PSVR launched at price. I think it might have been $400. I think I could be wrong. The first one. But I don't know, man. $550 price point. While I don't think it, if you look at the specs and you look at the gear itself, right? I don't think it's a terrible price point. The price point makes sense, and that's why I was thinking it was going to be there. I don't know, man. I just think it's too high of a price point for people to enter through that entryway door, especially with don't get me wrong, the games that they've shown so far, like Call of the Mountain and stuff, and a few others, they look cool.
Yeah,
they do, but it's still not like it's not something that's making me jump up like I need a fucking PSVR2. You know what I mean? Like if they would somehow let me throw something out here. If they would have made like somehow like let's say Marvel Spider-Man remastered into a VR game somehow, then I probably would be first in line to try to get one of these because that'd be really cool to me as long as it looked good, right? But like I don't know, there's still not enough there, to really push someone to make that jump, in my opinion. Did you find anything out on the price point? I'm assuming it was probably $400 for the PSVR 1.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was $400 because right now, like prices for the PSVR 1 are like, I guess it's on sale for Black Friday on Amazon, so it's like $100 right now.
Wow. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on.
Well, folks, we may be dipping our feet into VR sooner than we thought.
Hold on now. I mean, I found a bundle for like $250. So that's not bad for the bundle.
Well, I found the camera bundle for $192.
No, okay.
$298 for.
Oh, and I think what I was talking about was the MetaQuest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was the one
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. The MetaQuest Pro. It's $1,500. I just found it. Yep. Man, that's such.
But I can get a renewed PSVR for $100 here by Wednesday.
That's not bad.
Or I can do it with a Firm for $9.75 a month.
Shout out to Firm. Pick up our jerseys at Agent Inc. agentinc.gg/collection/SparkE3. I think
Add
is the
to
URL.
cart.
I don't know, man. Like I said, price point. It's just that's a tough entry point.
I mean, it is.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh well, go buy what Zach's buying right now, or go buy whatever. It's just like still that's still a lot of money for some people. So I don't know. The thing that I'm gonna be very curious about is I'm be watching these units sold. I'm looking forward to seeing these units sold because I don't feel like it's gonna be more than the PSVR 1 personally. I feel like the PSVR 2 will not outsell PSVR 1.
I mean, with them pushing it harder, I could see it doing better than PSVR 1. It's just still going to be a thing of just interest of how much PlayStation and Sony is actually going to push for it and promote it.
Right.
Versus the PSVR 1 and how much people are willing to go ahead and hit that $550 price point.
Right. That's gonna be the big if. So.
Because I mean, as you said, the games they've shown so far, they seem interesting, but not necessarily worth that amount. But if they start releasing more games that seem very interesting and people really want to try, that could very much bring people to like, okay, I'll throw $550 at it. So
right, and that's what it's going to come down to. So I feel like maybe like come next E3 time period, may see some more like big titles coming from, PSVR2, and may could help further push people to want to try to get the console maybe for holiday season. But it just depends on what's in development. It's going to depend on what's going to drive people to the console. And I feel like what's also going to help drive people to the console is if Sony continues to invest in, their huge first party, franchises to be a VR title only, like some special VR title.
Yeah.
Like the Horizon one, Call of the Mountain. So maybe something with Spider-Man, maybe something with God of War, something with Last of Us. Ooh, Last of Us would be spooky.
So speaking of,
That'd be a good one.
So they do have bundles as well. So they got the $549 for just the headset by itself. For Horizon Call of the Mountain, it's $600 with the bundle. So system plus Call of the Mountain. Then you can get the charging station for the controllers for $50.
Okay.
I was sort of curious because we were talking about that. I was trying to see if I could find a price point on what the PSVR2 game prices are going to be.
Probably 70. That's just my guess.
See, that would be interesting though. I really wouldn't think 70.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, they could. I don't know, man. Sony's the one that introduced the $70 price points. I could see it being at 70.
I mean, they did, and maybe they will. But I mean, because I've never looked at VR game pricing for when releases. I eventually see it at some point in time. So I'm sort of curious because we were talking about that. But like,
I'm gonna bet 70 because Sony's going for big like AAA VR titles.
Yeah, so
I'm willing to bet 70.
So $550 for just the headset, then another $50 added on pretty much for a bundle game. But if you were like getting it that plus maybe a game with the bundle and maybe another game, so what 600 plus like another 70 to get someone started with it?
Right.
So almost $700.
Basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's such a high entry point, for someone that may not have done VR before. Oh, that's rough. I don't know about that one. I don't know. Like I said, we'll watch it, because we'll see what kind of games they got in development, because they've got a lot more in development they haven't even revealed to us.
I mean, it is supposed to have 20 plus games at launch.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see what they got. If they come out with some bangers, then it may move some consoles. I just know that I will not be one of those consoles that that is getting shipped. I will not be one of them. At least not yet. Maybe one day. This could be finally the generation that I jump into VR as a PSVR2, but it really depends on what they got coming.
So I mean, yeah, they got the Call of the Mountain, and if I forget, because they got Resident Evil Village, which is going to be full VR in it, which there is already a VR build for it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
I thought so.
Or in development, and then Resident Evil 4, I think, is already in VR. Like not obviously the remake, but the old one. I think that's already in VR, and it will probably be on that console. I could see the remake getting a VR. I think the remake's getting a VR, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Or they're doing something specific for it.
See, the horror games, I feel like horror games benefit a lot on VR, in my opinion. Granted, horror games is still like, it's a popular genre, but it's not one of like the top selling genres on the face of the planet, I don't think.
Ooh, that's sort of rough. PSVR 2 will not have backwards compatibility, so PSVR our games are just screwed.
See, I remember seeing about that, and like one of my big beefs about that is like, you want to help push this console, you got to come out of the gates with backwards compatibility, because there's so many people that didn't play the fucking PSVR games as it is, you know what I mean? So you got to come out the gates with that. So I think that was a big knock to it, but I don't know, Sony doesn't want to invest the extra cash into it because they'd probably bump it up to like 600 or 650, honestly. So they want to
anywhere I
invest the
look
extra tech.
can't give me pricing for games, so.
Well, anyway, let's hop over to the next thing. PlayStation Plus apparently has lost nearly 2 million subscribers
I
since
saw
its
that
revamp
and I
in
started
June.
laughing.
Sony blames lack of third-party game sales and, quote, more people going outside.
That was funny as fuck.
Man, between that and between the Activision Blizzard purchase, Sony's just reaching on a lot of takes right now. like they're
That was
reaching.
fantastic to read. Just like, we blame people going outside. I was like, God damn, I know there's a joke like people need to go touch grass, but
Yeah, right?
I don't think it's that bad, Sony.
Yeah, I thought that was a stretch. And ultimately, like, the PS Plus, whatever, the service itself, I have premium. I mean, it's an impressive service,
Yeah.
especially because like the streaming works actually really well, better than it ever has before, which that was the big, concern with like PS3 titles and stuff. But it's still just like, even now at this point, months later, I still cannot recommend someone to get premium. If you're going to get Essential, which is Essential is the base tier.
Yes.
So I think it's PS Plus Extra is the middle tier.
Yes.
That's as high as I still recommend people to go is Extra, because Extra has a lot of great games on it. If you've never played games and stuff, like I still think the PS Plus Extra tier is a phenomenal thing for like our friend Josh, for example. Shout out to the Josh Pillow, which is of course on screen since I didn't want to just do 2 cameras. But yeah, it's perfect for him because there's so many games that he's missed, because he didn't have an Xbox One or PS4. So like that's still like the best way to go. But like I don't know, man. Like they say that they release games every month, and they do, but it's like we're only a couple months into this revamp, and I feel like PlayStation and Sony is already doing the bullshit that Nintendo does with their Nintendo Switch Online, where they're so far into releasing for a certain console where it's like, okay, hey, new Super NES games, and it's like the most bottom of the barrel. What the fuck is this? Where no one's heard of it. That I feel like that we're already at that point for PlayStation Plus, even though there's like, hello, you still have like 1,000 other games you could do from PS1, PS2, what about PSP? There's only like 3 PSP games, I think.
That's rough.
Now, granted, they are releasing some good games here on the 15th. All the old Ratchet and Clank games from the PS2 era. So that's cool. I'm a big fan of Deadlocked, for example.
Yeah.
That's going to get added. The original, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, Deadlocked. I think 2 of the PSP ones to celebrate Ratchet and Clank 20th. So, I mean, that's cool. That's awesome. But it's just like, hey, you need to do that a little bit more. There's
a lot more games out there.
Yeah, it's just like, the thing is, like, I don't know. I guess they're taking it to an approach where it's like trickle the content, to keep people entertained over time. I don't know. I feel like people would be entertained for a good damn while if you just blew them up with a lot of content that they want to play anyway.
I mean, yeah, they definitely would.
I'm not saying dump your entire load in one go. I'm not saying that. Yeah, trickle some stuff over time. But I mean, like, dude, you have like Sony is number 2 out of the 3 publishers in terms of notable first-party IPs. They have so many good first-party IPs that they're not even scratching the surface on for this service.
The other thing with the PlayStation series that they could release, depending on how licensing and stuff works for that for developers and Sony, is just like the PlayStation 1 through 3 has so many random ass RPGs they can throw out there that people just could sink time into that they miss. Because like PlayStation 2 had an insane amount of RPGs that nobody has any clue about.
Right.
So I mean, they have a large catalog from their older systems, which I don't know how it works with them versus actual developer rights to the games and whatnot, which may be stopping some of it. But even then, they still have a lot.
Mm-hmm. And again, not even scratching the surface on
Yeah.
it. And that's the problem. I can't recommend someone to get PlayStation Plus Premium. I just can't. It's not worth it. Mine is set to renew here in like a couple weeks, whatever. And it's only set to renew here because I always do the 500 IQ play and just buy the cards at Black Friday. That's always discounted. That's what I always do. So I don't know if they'll still do that since they revamped it all. If they are, then I'll just buy another card, for 12 months at a cheaper price. But I don't know if they do that or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if actually no, because they don't have cards anymore.
That's they took them all away, didn't they?
Yeah. So I don't know if they do have a discount thing, because that's also what I do with Game Pass. Big brain play on that one is just buy the 3-month cards that are discounted and just stack the shit out of them. That's why, like, when I bought my Game Pass cards last Black Friday, I bought enough cards where like I was good until like mid 2023. Damn. And now I'm about to buy more cards here this month when they go on sale, and I'll be good until like 2025. Hey man, you save money on it.
I mean, you do.
Especially in my case, because I just buy it through Target with my Target Red card, and I get 1% off on that too, buying online purchases. So you just save money, man. Big brain plays. Big brain. So yeah, I don't even know if they'll do that. So like mine's set to renew this month, and it's like $120, whatever. It's like, shit, I'm not fucking paying for that, Especially since like, I don't even need really the base service, because I don't online game on the PlayStation anymore. So it's like I don't even need it at all. So count me part of the the 2 million there of subscribers lost. I don't know. hopefully they figure it out at some point because the service itself can be really awesome. You know what I mean? Because it's like what you're saying. There's so many RPGs people didn't play and stuff. Like the service itself can be incredible, but they just continue to drop the ball on it. I don't know. Hopefully they figure it out. But one thing that that has been figured out in beautiful fashion is, of course, God of War Ragnarok that we will be chatting about next week. Probably not from me. I am picking it up day one, but since I know John's going to be playing, because John's even taking a few days off for the game, I'm just going to focus my time on Sonic is what I'm focusing on, because I'm really excited for Sonic.
I can only hope Amy dies.
Relax, man. Jesus Christ.
She needs to die.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you like this?
Been alive too long.
Why you're being very hateful right now? This is unnecessary.
Human had one game and then she died.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Shout out to Sonic 06. But no, God of War though. So the reviews are basically perfect for the most part.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
But it's only currently on 94 on Metacritic, which that was about the range that I was thinking. I was thinking about 95, that's where it started off at, and then it went down one. So out of all the games to come out this year, out of the new games to come out this year, it is the second highest new release of this year. Because Elden Ring is, of course, number one at like 96 or whatever. Naturally, because it's already a good game.
Yeah.
Persona 5 Royal is the next because it got re-released for Switch and Xbox. So that does count on Metacritic. And I think the one other re-release of a game was on there too, to another console. And then, of course, God of War. So I am very excited to play this game. All the reviews have looked incredible. And I am excited to jump into it because it's like the gameplay is what everyone's praising. Like, the story itself, it's like I've seen people talk about where the side content in the game is very engaging and it's to almost the same level as like a Witcher 3 level of side content.
Oh, wow.
Which
okay.
I think that's a very strong comparison. That's a very good
it
comparison.
is.
That's very, very good if you're going to compare Witcher, to the Witcher 3 side content of the game, which is cool. And then still about like 30 hours or so for the main game. I'm really excited to play the game in like probably a week because again, I'm going to be diving in the trenches of Starfall Island. So at this point, I mean, when it comes to like the game of the year conversation, I mean, it is just a two-man race in our opinion, right? It's just Elden Ring or God of War, or who else would you throw into the hat? Because
Marvel Snap.
I do love some Marvel Snap, man. It's taken over my life here recently.
Marvel Snap, hands down.
Oh, hey, look, Marvel Snap's probably gonna be on our top 10 Gamesthetic game of the year, whatever. I'm just gonna be very real with people. Marvel Snap is awesome. But no, I mean, I was actually wanting to just kind of spitball some ideas and stuff because here in probably, I would say, my guess is 2 weeks.
Okay.
In 2 weeks, we will have the nominees revealed for the Game Awards.
I guess we will, won't we?
So I was kind of curious on your thoughts right now. If you'd pick out 6 games from this year, who would be your nominees? Obviously, these 2 would be one, but what else would you throw in there? Because for me, I would throw in like Horizon Forbidden West. Will probably get a natural nod. But then like a couple of questions that I had. Will Xenoblade make it into the mix? Xenoblade came in at 89. It's one of the highest rated games this year. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Could that make it?
Xenoblade being in it. Pokemon.
I don't think. I feel like Pokemon won't.
I could see it squeeze in, but I would see it better on the way side more than likely.
Now, here's one of the biggest questions that I have, and I know it's not, and it will probably win in other categories, but in terms of Game of the Year, I looked at the list of games we had come out this year, and it's like there's a few strong contenders. There's the 2 mains, and then there's like Xenoblade will probably make it in there. There's Horizon probably will, but here's one question for you. Do you think there's literally any chance in the world that Neon White makes it in the nominees? Because it is currently one of the highest rated games from this year with a 90.
I could see it. I mean, I don't.
I think that would be a wild one. I think people would be shocked to see it in there.
I'm not sure if it would hit Game of the Year.
It'll hit like indie category or something.
Indie easily because
no doubt.
That was a fantastic game. I haven't played it myself, but I've seen
runs
of it.
It looks so fun.
It is ridiculous.
It looks so fun.
Like,
man.
even whenever we saw some of the trailers, I went, that looks fun.
Yeah. Actually, let me actually pull up Metacritic real quick.
I mean, it's sort of hard to say because, I mean, we have had things come out, but, I mean, a lot of it's been sort of rough.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. By year. Yeah, so like some of the top ones, whatever, are just re-releases. Like on the 3rd rated game, whatever, is the Portal Collection on Switch, then Persona 5.
Yep.
But then God of War, is really the next new game that come out this year, followed by Probably followed by Rogue Legacy 2.
Will Hogwarts release soon enough? Or no, that got moved to next year.
Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
got to move to next year. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, Neon White sitting right there with a nice 90 on Metacritic, dude.
How'd Modern Warfare 2 come out? Because, I mean, people have been saying very good things about it.
Oh, one thing that I was going to ask is like, it is Jeff Keighley we're talking about. So, you know, anything's possible. But would they count The Last of Us Part 1? Would they count that? Like, they usually don't count remakes. And it's actually been a thing where people are calling to have a remake category added because of how often remakes happen now.
Yeah.
Or remaster. But would Last of Us Part 1 count? That's something that I'm not sure. Immortality is one that also I could see. I have it downloaded on my Xbox or PC. I have Immortality downloaded, right? I haven't played it yet, but that one, it looks like a very fascinating game, and it came in with an 88 on Metacritic as well. And I want the record to be known, I understand completely Metacritic is not the end-all, be-all of game stuff. It's just the most notable one, so bear with us on this. Uncharted Legacy Collection, that's... no, that won't be there, obviously. Horizon Forbidden West, I do think will be there for sure. I think Bayonetta 3 did come in at 88. Bayonetta 3, it has performance issues, but overall, phenomenal game. Gran Turismo 7.
Gran Turismo, yes.
I feel like it's such a tough thing to make a sports game into game because that we had the exact same question last year or the year before with Forza Horizon 5.
And it didn't make it.
No, it did not make it into the category. What about Shredder's Revenge? Do you think Shredder's Revenge can make it in there?
No.
Oh, come on, man. Shredder's Revenge looks awesome.
In Game of the Year, no, there's not a possibility. In multiplayer, yes.
Yeah, it'll make it in that one. It'll make it in a category. Like, no doubt about that. Let's see. Triangle Strategy, no, but it'll probably make it into like the RPG category. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. That one's apparently a phenomenal game.
Maybe.
I don't know what the 6 contenders could be, man. That's so tough. You know, because usually
I mean, Monster Hunter Rise, I could see going into it.
Well, the Sunbreak?
Yes.
Would they put an expansion? They wouldn't put an expansion though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
okay.
it wouldn't be. What about Plague Tale Requiem? Plague Tale Requiem's turned out pretty well. I don't know, man. This year, like
for Game of the Year, I mean, it might squeeze in there, but it would be more narrative to me.
You know what? I'm looking through all these games, and I'm like, it goes to show how this year turned out because I'm currently at almost 100 on this list right now, right? I'm seeing so many games where it's like, oh, that's going to be in like the indie category. Oh, that's going to be in the multiplayer category. That's going to be the RPG because like Vampire Survivors, I saw that. I'm like, oh, that'll be an indie category for sure.
Dying Light 2 can get into it because that came out in February.
That did come out. I forgot.
I can only hope for Sifu.
Fuck Sifu.
Sifu's amazing.
Fuck Sifu.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck Sifu. I'm just bad. I'm salty.
I mean, even though it's had sort of a rough release, maybe Gotham Knights?
No chance, I don't think.
I mean, I don't see you having a great chance either, but as we said, it's been sort of it could maybe skirt in there.
I don't think for Game of the Year, no. I really don't know what the 6 could be. I'm going to say God of War, of course, Elden Ring, Horizon. I'm going to throw Xenoblade in there. I think Xenoblade is going to squeeze in there.
I could definitely see Xenoblade.
The last 2, I really don't know what it could be. Like, even though Neon White is one of the highest rated games this year, I don't think Neon White's going to make it in there.
It's a throw, and I know it's not going to be in there, but I can only hope Triangle Strategy.
You see, Triangle Strategy was one that I looked at. I really don't know what's going to be in there for Game of the Year. Because, like, you know, the thing is also, there's always going to be, like, that one, like, random one, you know, where it's just like, really? That's in there?
Ghostwire Tokyo?
See, like, something like that. Like a Ghostwire Tokyo or, Immortality, for example. Like, I could see, like, really? That's in there for Game of the Year? I don't know. I'm looking forward to the nominees because this is a really weird year.
How great it would be. There's no possibility it would be, but Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
That is true.
It's a fantastic game. There is no way, but it would be such a big win for Kirby.
That would be it won't happen, but that'd be so cool.
I mean, no, the oddball, which one will probably win like family category, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Because like that came out at the beginning of April, and like everyone was playing that.
Dude, yeah. Skywalker Saga came out beautifully, and everyone was all about it. This is one of those years for the Game Awards and all these other award shows where it's like, I really don't give a fuck about the game of the year this year because I know what it's going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's God of War, Elden Ring. And honestly, probably God of War because of recency bias. You know what I mean? I'm more pumped up for all the other categories right now. Like I would say the number one category I'm excited to see is the indie category. I'm really excited to see that one because you have Stray. That will for sure be in there. No doubt in my mind, Stray is going to be on there. Neon White will be in there as well. Vampire Survivors will be in there, which I think that's coming. I think that came to Game Pass, by the way. Yeah, I think Vampire Survivors came to Game Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only like a $3 game anyway, but either way, it's on Game Pass, which is cool. Oh, hey, wait a minute. We're forgetting the elephant in the room here. What about Sonic Frontiers, Game of the Year nominee?
Fuck off.
Come on, man. Sonic Frontiers will be a Game of the Year nominee.
Sonic Frontiers is not beating God of War.
It's not going to beat God of War, but it'll be in the nominees. Look, if it makes nominees, that right there is a win. That's a big W, man. We're gonna be flying that W high. Hey, everything. Okay, so Sonic Frontiers. I don't know when actually, I do. Since it didn't come out Friday, the review embargo will be lifted on probably Monday, is my guess. And I'm really anxious and excited to see these reviews and see where it's going to fall on Metacritic. My guess is like, honestly, I'm going to shoot a little high. I think it's going to come in at 85. That's pretty high for Sonic. That's actually really high for Sonic.
That is.
It's very, very high for Sonic. In fact, while I'm still here on the website, let me look up Sonic games and see what is the highest. It should be one of the adventures, I think. Or, okay, so Sonic Mania is probably going to be the highest at 86. Sonic Mania Plus at 87.
Yeah, scrolling through this year's games, I mean, there's not really a whole lot that's sticking out to me when it goes, yeah, that could be Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's pretty much Sonic Mania Plus. Sonic Mania Plus on the Switch got a 91. Sonic Adventure 2 got an 89, so I shot to that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 got an 87, so that's good. I saw Sonic 06 got a 46. They don't understand what a good game is. How did Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut get a 57? How the hell did that happen? Sonic Adventure is great, and the GameCube version is great. What are they smoking over here? But then again, I'm also the guy that likes Sonic 06. I guess I can't. No, look, I'm put money on it right now. I think Sonic Frontiers is going to be a potential nominee for Game of the Year. Put money on it right now. I think it's going to be possible.
$40.
$40 that it'll be a nominee.
$40.
I'll do that bet.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that bet. It's all also because of everything I'm seeing coming out of Sonic right now. Like the people that have gotten the early copies or accidental early copies. I saw a couple people that got theirs shipped early from like Walmart, for example.
Fucking Walmart.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn it, I wish I got mine from Walmart, but I wanted that steelbook. Because I got mine pre-ordered with GameStop right now, so I can get that because Best Buy and GameStop both had two different steelbooks, and I liked GameStop's more. God of War Ragnarok will be Game of the Year. It reviewed more than Elden Ring, 88 reviews compared to God of War with 120 plus reviews, and I agree. I definitely agree. I think God of War Ragnarok will win Game of the Year strictly based on not only it being just going to be an incredible game and everyone is going to love it, but I also think that's going to be the case because of recency bias. But thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think God of War is probably going to win it. I mean, look, here's my mindset on this.
Okay.
Right? If God of War could beat out Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War Ragnarok's beating out Elden Ring. That's my.
I mean, I could very much see that.
That is my single basis on this because I still stand by this that Red Dead Redemption 2 should have won Game of the Year, and I will always be salty about that.
The only thing that would stop God of War is if Last of Us 2 was in it again.
Fuck no.
I hated that year.
I did too. But no, God of War Ragnarok probably gonna be Game of the Year. I mean, it's Elden Ring and God of War show. That's what it is. Next year though, as long as everything goes according to plan, which I think it will, next year is going to be insane for the potential nominees. because you're gonna have the Hogwarts Legacy, you're gonna have the the Tears of the Kingdom.
If it comes out good, Marvel's Midnight Sun will be in that list.
For next year.
Yeah, for next year.
Yeah, if it comes out well. Dude, did you see the entire marketing campaign for Deadpool?
Yes.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was fucking stupid.
That was so good.
I mean, it was very expertly done, but the entire time I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Dude, I loved every damn second of it. Man, that was awesome. Yeah, revealing Deadpool for Marvel Midnight Suns for the season pass, whatever, for the DLC expansion, whatever.
Yeah.
And basically, he took over the Twitter where it's Deadpool Suns, and it had this like cute little drawings the whole time, like with him and other characters, and he like
eventually it was people who were actually doing it.
Yeah, it was people that was doing, because like someone would be like, "Oh, draw Deadpool with this," and someone drew Deadpool with that. I mean, dude, that Twitter campaign was awesome. It got Josh interested in the game now.
It was like it lasted for like the almost entire week.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. Like I said, Josh is wanting to play the game now. So I told him to go watch some gameplay, see if it'd be something he'd be into. But he's.
I mean, I was down for it the first time I saw it. So.
I'm excited for it. I really am. I'm mostly excited for like just the replayability of it, because like they've already gone on record saying that like you can't become best buddies with everyone in one run. You just can't.
I bet you I can.
They said you can't, so we'll see. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. It gives me such Mass Effect vibes. It
does.
When you're just chilling with all the crew, it just gives me big Mass Effect vibes. And I also like the fact that they were able to snag Yuri to voice Spider-Man again.
Yes.
I really like they managed to pull that off. Of course, Yuri is the voice actor for Spider-Man in the Marvel games for PlayStation. So that was a nice little. I like that. Completely different Peter Parker, of course, but still that's cool. Talking about Marvel and stuff reminded me of something else I forgot to add to the script, but we did have that new Marvel deal that was announced with EA. Did you see that?
All right.
Yeah, where EA and Marvel have partnered up for 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
We already know one is Iron Man, and we already know another one from like Jeff Grubb was the Black Panther game.
Yes.
So that still leaves one more of what could it be? What would you want? What would be cool to use, Zach? Because the
Defenders.
Defenders would actually
Hell's Kitchen.
Defenders would be pretty sick. I would like a Daredevil game.
The Defenders.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Either just a straight Daredevil game or the Defenders, either or. Like I think that'd be really sick.
Either that, or we could go like super obscure.
Which I feel like they would.
I say obscure. I said obscure, then I went Squirrel Girl.
Shout out to Squirrel Girl. Fuck that card.
Hey, she's killed Thanos, so.
I mean, fair. No, I don't know what that third game could be. I really don't. Because I really thought Amy Hennig's game was going to be Fantastic Four. I really, really thought it was. And then we got the curveball of a Captain America Black Panther game, which I would not have guessed. There's no chance.
It looks interesting.
It looks cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing it.
Remember that game that was announced like a year ago called Contraband?
Oh, yeah, from Xbox.
We have seen nothing on it.
Well, maybe next year. Phil Spencer even addressed that openly, where he's just like, yeah, I know it's been a while since we've released anything, but next year will be good. Next year we got it.
But I mean, yeah, no, it's really just a shot in the dark, literally, because since the Marvel property is so huge and whoever's doing Marvel is very free with like, well, we have this random property. You want to do anything with it? And people just finding something at random to go with, because like back when they were starting the films and whatnot, I never expected to get like an Ant-Man film and things like that.
Oh, what about an Ant-Man game?
I mean, that would actually be pretty entertaining.
That would be very fun. No, I'm so curious what that last one could be, because it's like,
or we could do the flip and someone finally do a villain perspective.
Ooh, but which one?
That's the question.
Well, that's not out of the realm possibility, because I mean, of course, I know it's a different company, of course, but we have the DC game, Suicide Squad. So someone is taking an approach on that. Has the gall to go do that on the other side of the street.
But the only thing about that is that Suicide Squad has been in the relevant media and stuff like so. It's like it's not an unseen thing, and it's very much an established anti-hero versus just straight villain.
Right. What about like?
And even in that game, they're being more. Still being structured as the hero, since Brainiac's apparently taken over all the Justice League.
Right, yeah. I don't know what, sort of villain game they could do, because my first immediate thought is just something in the Spider-Man universe, because Spider-Man has the most notable villains, in my opinion.
He has a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what would be a good villain approach, but that would be an interesting approach for sure.
Kingpin.
Kingpin would be interesting.
RTS.
An RTS Kingpin. Okay, relax. Relax.
I'm going hard on my favorites.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
I mean, it would be hard for a villain just because. I mean, one of the few villain games we've ever got in history was like the Silver Surfer game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back on I think like NES.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by Jacob. Shout out to Jacob for ATFS. He shot me a message, let me know that Liberty beat Arkansas. Let's go. We tried to tell Shaded Ricky. We've tried to tell him for weeks. Liberty catches that dub. Let's go. Can't wait for Tuesday. I can't wait for Tuesday. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, that's hilarious. Shout out to Liberty Flames, man. Shout out to Liberty Flames beating Arkansas. That's awesome. Love it. Anyway, yeah, no, the Marvel deal though was pretty sweet. You know, it's sweet, but it's still the fact that you have to feel a little bit like, all right, well, let's see how the Iron Man one goes first, because it is EA that we're talking about. So, you know, you gotta back up a little bit and be like, yeah, we'll see.
I mean, EA can do good games. We just also have to understand that it's gonna have some weird loot box or transaction in it.
Right. Well, still talking about Marvel. How's Marvel Snap going for you? What are you currently rocking?
Currently rocking my Mr. Negative deck.
Man, I want Mr. Negative. Dude, I'll tell you right now, since I've hit the portion on the progression scale of where I've now started to get the collector's caches instead, I swear to God, I never get cards anymore. I'm so fucking unlucky with it. Is it completely random, or is it set on a cycle? Do you know?
It's not a cycle.
Okay, so it is completely random.
Because sometimes I'll get 3 or 4 cards in a row, and then I'll get nothing forever. And then sometimes when I do get a card, it's just a variant.
God. Wait, the collector's caches have variants?
I don't know what the collector's caches do. What level are you at?
Contains mystery cards or currency is all it says.
Okay, so yeah, you're not there yet.
Okay.
The next one, yeah, it contains variants and avatars as well.
Fucking Christ.
So it becomes even harder.
I'm at 784 right now.
I think it starts at 1,000.
Okay. Man, there's literally just a few cards that I really want, and I can really do some damage with some stuff. Like Venom is one that I really want right now. I want Wong. Thor, just because he seems fun.
See, I don't know where Thor pops out, because I was lucky. I was there when he was released, so I was able to just buy him.
Let me sort all my cards real quick. Actually, let me sort. Let me show what I don't have as well.
You mean the bad thing is with it in Marvel, I'm only in gold just because I don't play any of like the standardized decks. Like one of the moves that I'm seeing a lot now is fucking Wong, White Tiger, Odin combo, which is fucking atrocious.
Falcon and Beast are 2 more that I really want to.
Yeah, those 2 are atrocious together.
Yeah. You pair them up with like the Collector or something like that.
Yeah. So I like
Cerebro is one that I want to.
Yeah, Cerebro's all right.
Yeah.
I don't play any of the standard strats, so I'm still stuck in like gold, in the middle of gold, almost platinum. So I'm not playing any like strict win decks, which I have a couple I'm sitting on. I just don't always play them. Because like I got a deck which is just a Thor, Jane Foster, Odin combo, which by the end of it, depending on bases, like last night, I got a game where I had 2 Thors thanks to Sinister London, and one was rocking 35 power, the other one was rocking 46.
Okay.
The opponent got tired because if I triggered Mjolnir like 5 times in a single round.
Right. I also want Spider-Man just because, I like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Still haven't got him. I want Green Goblin. I have Hobby. Don't have Greenie. And then
I have no idea where Green Goblin, because I still don't have Green Goblin.
Fuck,
I can only assume he's in my pool.
I do also want Debris and Patriot, because I have every other piece for that deck, but I want those 2. Venom is the number 1 on my radar right now because I've been mostly playing a Destroy deck recently. So that is literally the number 1 on my radar. I want fucking Venom so bad.
See, the thing that I'm missing is Rock Slide.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a deck I wanted to make, which is just atrocious, which would be more or less a fill deck, where I would use Gorg, Rock Slide, Wong, and debris and just force a ton of rocks onto my opponent.
Right. Let's see. For my destroy deck right now, it's pretty basic and straightforward. Angel, Nova, Bucky Barnes, Carnage, Colossus, Wolverine, Killmonger, Sabretooth, Deathlock, Shang-Chi, and then I have Arrow in there. Because Arrow is still becoming one of my favorite cards. She is becoming one of my favorite cards.
Until you get Rescue.
I do want Rescue. I've seen it used. Do not have it. But I do want Rescue. And then I have, of course, Death. You know, because I've gotten Death down to 0 multiple times.
You got Death really early.
Yeah, I've gotten Death down to 0 multiple times, so that's really handy. Then the other deck that I've been using quite a bit. This deck is so fucking basic, dude. This deck is so basic, but it works. It works because it's so versatile. You can use it in so many different ways depending on your first hand. That's what I like about it. I've just called the deck Sun Arrow because those are the main two that I like.
Sunspot and Arrow?
Yeah, but
Hawkeye?
those are the main two. But like, there are like 3 or 4 different ways you can play this deck. So like, I have Ant-Man. I don't have Hawkeye in here. I have Ant-Man, Sunspot, Iceman, Nightcrawler, Angela, Scorpion, Armor, Wolfsbane, Hulkbuster, Crossbones, Blue Marvel, and Arrow. That deck has actually won me a lot of games because you can literally play it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Whether if you get Sunspot first turn, which I swear I'm pretty lucky and I get him first turn a lot, which is nice. Or if you want to run Angela, you know, having Crossbones is really handy because I feel like 9 times out of 10, by the time I get him, I'm usually winning a base to play him on.
I mean, Crossbones is strong.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 4, cost 8 attack. So, I mean, that's really nice. And then just basically build up everything with Blue Marvel, Wolfsbane, Hulkbuster, build up, throw down armor, the same spot that I have, Sunspot, whatever. And then
nice trick with Hulkbuster, if you don't know it, is if you ever play him on a base that triggers like Kamatage, where it triggers his ability twice, he'll trigger his ability and then he'll trigger whoever he attaches to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anything with Hulkbuster which would have an effect on him after his ability plays affects whatever card he gets attached to.
Ooh, that's nice. I did not know that.
So like on like Sinister London, if you threw him on there, he would attach himself to a card and it'd just make another card version of that's been powered up somewhere.
Gotcha. But yeah, like with that deck, man, just overwhelm, as best you can. I usually skip turn 2 on playing something if I have Sunspot and start playing stuff again on turn 3. And just, always try to do one less and everything. And then just come turn 5, just play Arrow on the base that I don't want to win. Wins me a lot of games. I like it.
Now, if only you got Kingpin for that deck.
Dude, I know I want Kingpin so bad. As soon as I get Kingpin, he's going in that deck for sure.
Because then you could just fuck someone on turn 6.
I know. That's what I want so fucking bad, man, is Kingpin. Because I've also been playing a move deck recently a lot, too. I mean, it's pretty standard. There's nothing spicy about it. It's just the standard. Like, I have Human Torch, Iron Fist, Nightcrawler. I do have Ebony Maw in here. Because that could actually be pretty spicy, if you have the opportunity. If you have the opportunity to play him 1 through 3, and then you can move him later.
Yeah, he's a good card to have in a movement deck if you can get it working.
Craven, Multiple Man, Cloak, Storm, Doctor Strange, Vulture, Miles Morales, and then of course Heimdall. So pretty straightforward, pretty standard. But I have a lot of fun with Human Torch. I
mean, he can get strong if you get him from turn 1.
Yeah, because I've gotten him turn 1, and I've had the chance to move him with Iron Fist. Then I moved him with Doctor Strange, and then I moved him with Cloak, and then he got moved with Heimdall. So, I mean, I've had fun with Human Torch. Human Torch is fun.
I still don't even have Human Torch, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Deadpool. I don't have Deadpool either. And
I don't have Deadpool either. In fact, I'm looking at him right now.
Because he's the same thing for a destruction deck.
Yep. Yeah, Deadpool. Dude, I still really like how it's like anti-well and you can't buy cards, but at the same time, there's still that part of me where it's like I really just want to buy a fucking pack of cards right now because there's just those few cards that I need, and I feel like my deck would be like really, really good because like I'll go into a game where I'm battling someone else with a destroy deck, and I'll see them use Venom. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, I want Venom.
You know what's fun is when you're running this discard deck, and you realize your opponent's also playing a discard deck. Yeah. And you realize, fuck, who's gonna run out of cards first?
Basically. Oh man, I also really do like the rotating bases. I will say I did not like the machine one. I was not a fan of that.
Machine one was interesting.
I didn't have anything that could work well for it.
I just
I just avoided it at all costs.
I just kept handing somebody rocks.
Let's see, if I had rocks or something, I would do that. I will say the most fun that I had with the machine deck is I encountered someone who had a Black Widow and gave me the bite.
So you just threw it back?
I threw it back at him. Me and him just kept throwing it back and
Y'all
forth.
are fucking atrocious.
So that was the most fun I had with the machine base. The Sinister Bar was my favorite time. Sinister Bar was so much fun. I really liked that
Sinister Bar's dumb.
one. Oh, dude, it's so fun. I love it. It's great. Let's see. Actually, we're over an hour into the show. Wow. Okay, never mind. It's not.
That's why I told you when you said an hour. I was like, that's funny.
I was trying to be positive. Okay. All right. Let's hop over to the next thing then. Did you check out the Blight Survival?
I saw the trailer for it, but that's about it.
Okay. I mean, it looks sick because, I mean, the main thing is, dude, built on Unreal Engine 5 and made by 2 indie devs.
It looked amazing.
For made by 2 people, it looks insane.
It does look really good.
So it's a third-person cinematic action adventure survival game. It's been described as like action horror roguelike. I've seen a lot of people reference it as like picture like the Last of Us universe, but medieval. This is one way that people have kind of described it. I'm like, okay, you know, I can kind of see that a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. It will have 4-player co-op, so that's pretty sick. No, I wanted to shout this game out because the trailer, the first trailer for it, first 5 minutes just dropped this week, and I definitely think everyone should go check it out and give it a look because I mean, again, it's made by 2 indie devs and it's very impressive.
I mean, my thing is I'm not big on survival games. The next survival game that seems interesting is still Nightingale whenever that comes out.
Yeah, one day. Do we want to go ahead and just hit the weekly wrap up?
Might as well.
Okay. So the first thing for the weekly wrap up, which big sad. Just appreciate you. Everything that you've done. You have been a huge help for us and the entire gaming community. Nibelian, who I have referenced numerous times and have used when we were doing the source thing.
Yep.
We'll go back to that eventually. If I ever either one have the time or feel like getting all the sources up, we're gonna be good to go because I already have the channels made. Anyway, I've used Nibelian. He's one of the most notable news Twitter users out there in the gaming community because he always did such a great job at giving you a nice bullet point breakdown of big events and detailing full events. He's recently left Twitter permanently. He has no intention to come back, and what it came down to was he couldn't really figure out how to monetize what he was doing is what it came down to. At one point, he tried making a Patreon, didn't really take off, and he even put in like his Patreon exclusive post where it's just like he overestimated his value on Twitter. And when I read that, I was just like, that's so sad. Where he's just like, I realize it's not me that people come for, it's what I do.
Yes.
And because of that, he got like no support on Patreon. So he's ultimately left Twitter just to go on and do other things, to actually make money.
Yeah.
Which can't blame him. No, can't blame him. But no, that's definitely a big hole in the Twitter gaming news community because I'm telling you, this dude was like number one. This dude
easily
was number one in the gaming news. It's I've referenced a few weeks ago when Wario64 lost his check mark. He just got it back recently. Where it's just like, he's like the most notable in game deals. He is. This dude, I swear to God, it's a robot. Nibelian was number one in the news, which is very unfortunate to see him leave, but obviously T's and P's, and thank you for all the great news that you've delivered.
If only we were making money off this, could try and hire them on.
Right? Yeah, that'd been awesome. All right.
I'm honestly surprised no gaming magazine or anything has tried to hire him.
Right? Because he did such a great job at breaking everything down, or a website. Why not a website? I don't know, man. It blows me away. Let's save the next thing for last. Let's end on that.
Okay.
All right. So next thing, Last of Us series is listed for January 15th premiere. This, of course, be on HBO Max. I'll be looking forward to watch. Well, actually, no, I won't. I don't have HBO Max anymore. So never mind. I'm not planning on getting it for this. If I ever have access to HBO Max, I'll watch it. But we'll see. Even though I do think Last of Us is very overrated. PS5 recently passed the Switch in Japan in sales for the week, so that's cool. It's only going to last a week though, because you have Scarlet and Violet coming out. But yeah, you combined PS5 and PS5 digital sales together, and Switch OLED, Switch Lite, Switch sales, whatever. It actually passed it by a good few hundreds of units. So it's one of those like nature's healing sort of thing. Consoles are out there now. So shout out to that. And then Lionsgate has apparently revealed that they have been in talks to greenlight a big AAA game based in the John Wick franchise. That would be kind of cool. I know John would probably enjoy that.
I mean, Keanu would definitely enjoy it, but
Yeah.
what would it be?
I don't know, man.
Because it would be some sort of action adventure easily.
Yeah.
Because if it's not an action adventure, what the hell are they doing?
Right, exactly.
But like, would you be John Wick? Is it going to be another cyberpunk thing where you're hanging out with John Wick?
Yep.
Are you going to be even involved with John Wick?
Right. Exactly. I don't know. It's going to be something to keep an eye on if they end up officially greenlighting
You
it.
just
but I
the
feel like
ghost
they
of his
are.
dog?
Oh, don't say that. Jesus Christ. All right. Final piece of the news. Saving the best for last. Blue Box Game Studios is back in the news.
Where's my tinfoil button?
Right. Recently in Kojima's podcast, he finally addressed Blue Box Game Studios for the first time, saying how he gets like sent things like 20 times a day from fans, like deep fake images and just them diving into it. He's called it a nuisance. And he's even like calling on, because like he's like, people will send me pictures of like this Hassan guy and like just deep fakes of like different images. And he's just like, it's honestly quite a nuisance. And they just need to hurry up and release the game.
The studio's dead. We've talked about this.
And he also further went on, and he did openly, obviously, I mean, it's hard not to acknowledge it, but he further, circled back to Moby Dick's game studios. That fake game studios he created to release Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
He did talk about that, where he's like, look, I know I did this before, but I'm not going to do the same thing twice, okay? I'm just not. And I'm just like, you know what, Kojima, that's fair. I don't think you would do the same thing twice.
I mean, he has it, so...
That's totally fair, actually, though, that he pointed that out. But, naturally, for the first time since, like, March, Blue Box Game Studios and Hassan both finally was back on Twitter to double down on this. I even went and looked at Hassan's Twitter. He has deleted every post that he's ever made except for now responding to this.
What the hell?
And, looking at Blue Box Game Studios Twitter, literally the last post that they put up was the one that's just like, hey, do you want to see developmental footage of the game? And everyone's just like, yes, show us if this game is real.
Give us something.
And they're just like, all right, well, we might do it. It's like, what? What do you mean?
This tale will never leave us.
Dude, like I said, good thing John's not here.
The day we can either say A, the game released, or B, the studio shut down.
Yeah. Oh, because people were continuing to dive deeper in this as well, that Hassan is still Kojima, because people like dug into like Hassan's like developmental history, and apparently he developed some personal training app, PT. So it's just like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So people are just like, either this is the biggest coincidence in the history of coincidences, or, which I think it is at this point, I really do. I don't think it's Kojima, or it is Kojima, but I'm banking still that it's just a giant, of the few things that line up, it's just all
based on how
now.
shady this company is, as soon as people start making the connections, they most definitely started playing into it. Because didn't they admit at one point that they did play into it?
Yeah, which they did. Which, and now they're playing the victim card, where it's just like, oh, our devs are bullied and stuff. I'm like, well, you did this to yourself. Like, you played into it. What do you mean? I don't know, man. I'm glad it got back in the news, though.
It's fucking stupid.
I was very happy when I got on Twitter that day. There was some article that involved Kojima and Blue Box. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I saw that. I immediately, well, here's tinfoil time.
Yeah, putting the hat back on. Let's go. All right. Well, I think that's everything that we had on the show for today. It was, like I said, it was meant to be a shorter show. That didn't work out. Hey, our intro's been playing this entire time. I mean, it's been quiet, obviously, so no one can hear it, but I just noticed that this entire time I've had the Gamestetic intro turned on.
That would have been great when you turned up that volume and it was already a middle song.
Yeah. I just, whoops, oh well. Either way.
Oh well.
Yeah. But, it was meant to be a shorter show. Didn't happen, though, because we still got to do AniMan Plus literally as soon as we're done. So, Zach, any last thoughts? Anything that we chatted about here today?
Marvel Snap's going to get a PvP mode at some point.
True, forgot to mention that. Yeah, shout out to that. Look forward to that.
And that Xbox is trying to find its version of Genshin Impact.
Yeah, I also meant to put that on there, didn't I?
You did put it on there.
Oh, I just skipped it.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Wait, where was it? Where is it? Oh, I see it. It's the thing from last week. Oh, my bad. That's right. Yeah, because I saw where recently Xbox had come out and talked about how they regret not making that an exclusive when they had the chance before it ever came out. They just passed on it, and now it's blown up. And
they missed so hard.
Dude, didn't that game like make profit in a day?
Yes.
Like kind of like what Cyberpunk made profit in a day.
I mean, to be fair with Microsoft, they couldn't have known.
True.
So I mean, they've really just it was just one of those things if they had the chance and just unfortunately missed it because there was no backlog of anything from them to really go, well, yeah, sure, why not?
Exactly. Yeah, they're trying to find something similar to compete with it.
Yep.
One day they'll figure something out. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for following up on that. Totally forgot both those things. Good to hit the music. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube Live, you can hit subscribe on Gamesthetic, on SparkE3 if you haven't, and then go to Gamesthetic and subscribe there as well and join that channel. And I think that's everything else. Thank you very much.
Yeah, which also with that secondary channel, it now officially has its own handle now since YouTube handles are a thing. If you haven't heard about that yet, yeah, it is a thing. You probably got emailed about it for your own personal channel. It's youtube.com/@Gamesthetic. So I was glad that we could get just Gamesthetic name. That's really cool. All the other ones got it as well. It's @AniMan Plus and @ATFS. I really like that one. I liked grabbing that one a lot because that's such easy searchability. But yeah, check out all that as well as, of course, check out our Agent Inc. shop. Link down in the description below. Go pick up a Gamesthetic jersey. Join the team. We'd definitely appreciate that. Or any of the jerseys. They all look sick. You can pay. You can do the pay later option with Affirm. All that good shit. Join the Discord. Check out the other shows like AniMan Plus, which we're about to record here in a few minutes, which will be the first episode we don't have to fucking talk about Dragon Quest. And I'm fucking here for it. Let's have a great damn day. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Until next time, see you next week with the Game of the Year nominee, Sonic Frontiers and God of War Ragnarok, I guess. Anyway, all right, see you next week, guys. Bye.